How Computer Screens Affect Our Eyes by Landon. I'm in grade 7. I have 42 hours on this project. My driving question is, how do screens affect our eyes? My career questions are, is there any long-term damage? Is there a problem? Do we need to worry about it? And do glasses help or make it worse? How our eyes work. The things we see are made up of light being reflected from the objects we look at. This light enters the eye through the cornea, which is like a window in front of the eye. The amount of light entering the eye is controlled by the pupil. The retina turns light into signals that the brain can understand. Nerve impulses carry those signals about the image to the brain through the optic nerve. The lens is a clear disc that helps to focus light onto the retina. How screens affect our eyes. Studies indicate 50 through 90% of computer users experience computer vision syndrome. The chances of permanent vision damage are low. The symptoms we can get are nearsightedness, retinal damage, dry and irritated eyes, eye fatigue, loss of focus and flexibility, eye strain, headaches, blurred vision, and neck and shoulder pains. The level of discomfort appears to get worse the longer one stares at a screen. What is blue light and why is it dangerous? Blue light is a color in the visible light spectrum that can be seen by the human eyes. Blue light is a short wavelength, which means it produces higher amounts of energy. Higher wavelength colors like red, yellow, and green all get blocked by the cornea, but blue light, since it has a shorter wavelength, it goes through the cornea to the retina and can slowly deteriorate the retina cells. As one of the shortest yet highest energy wavelengths, blue light flickers. This flickering casts a glare that reduces your visual contrast, affecting clarity and sharpness, and it flickers easier and longer than other types of weaker wavelengths. What is blue light and why is it good for us? HEV blue light exposure is good for our health and it can increase our energy and make us feel better. Being outdoors during the days where most of us get our natural exposure to blue light. Sunlight is the main provider of HEV blue light. In addition to natural blue light, there's man-made blue light sources, which include LED lighting, computer screens, and smartphones. The amount of light being released from them may only be a fraction of the sun's, but what makes them dangerous is the amount of time people spend in front of them and how close they are to the person's face is why they are dangerous. Nearsightedness, or myopia. Nearsightedness means you are unable to see things clearly unless they are relatively close to the eye. Nearsightedness happens when your eyeball is longer than normal or your cornea is curved too steeply. Since blue light has a short wavelength, the focus of the light is not located in the center of the retina, but rather in front of the retina. So long-time exposure to blue light can cause visual fatigue, nearsightedness, and blurry appearance for distance. An excessive amount of time would have to be spent viewing blue light or doing any extensive visual task to have your vision impacted. It works like this. Since your eyeball or cornea are longer than normal, it makes it so the focus of the light is not located in the center of the retina, but rather in front. So in the bottom, can you go back one, please? In the bottom diagram, you can see how myopia, which is nearsightedness, how the light is not located on the retina, which is in the back of the eye, but rather in front.
Don't touch it.
I'm not touching it. I don't think so, at least. And then in the top diagram, you can see which myopia is nearsightedness, how the eyeball or cornea is longer than normal, which makes it so that the eyeball is longer than normal. Retinal damage. Digital devices release blue light, which can reach the inner lining of your retina. The blue light can damage light cells in the retina. This can lead to macular degeneration, which can lead to loss of eyesight. The retina contains millions of light-sensitive cells and other nerve cells that receive and organize information. Your retina sends this information about the image to your brain, so it processes what you see and then sends it to the brain. If blue light damages the retinals, you can go blind. The retinals are what organizes and receives the information. Dry eyes and irritated eyes. You blink less when you stare at a screen, which can cause your eyes to become dry and irritated. And dry eyes can cause blurry vision. Dry eye syndrome symptoms include irritation, redness, discharge, eye fatigue, and blurred vision. The symptoms can range from mild to severe. If left untreated, severe dry eyes may lead to eye inflammation, corneal ulcers, and vision loss. You may also have increased risk to the surface of your you may also have increased risk of damage to the surface of your eyes. Eye fatigue. Eye fatigue is a condition that happens when concentrating on a visual intense task such as focusing on a screen or book. The symptoms include fatigue, pain in or around the eye, blurred vision, and double vision. These often occur after long usages of computers, digital devices, reading extensive visual tasks. It works like this. Since the muscles get strained from doing a visual intense task for so long, it causes fatigue, discomfort, and soreness on the eyes. Loss of focus and flexibility. Typically, this happens when we age, but a lot of screen time can impact our eyes' abilities to adjust to see quickly at all distances, which means loss of focus and flexibility. Contributing factors to cause loss of focus and flexibility are uncorrected vision problems, farsightedness, eye focusing, coordination abilities, and aging changes. Can all contribute to the development of loss of focus and flexibility or other visual symptoms while using a computer. Things to help with preventing blue light damage. The 20-20-20 rule. The 20-20-20 rule is where you look away every 20 seconds at something 20 feet away to refresh and refocus the eyes. Keep the computer screen an arm's length away. Angle the screen so that you're slightly looking downward. Keep the room brighter than the computer screen so that visual contrast can affect the amount of blue light coming out of the computer. Wear blue light glasses to help filter out most of the blue light, and position your screen so that there's no glare from surrounding light sources. Personal experience. I spend about 9+ hours a day in front of my computer or digital device. I have not yet experienced anything permanent, just dry eyes, headaches, and eye strain. But I've been wearing my blue light filter glasses, which help because they filter out most of the blue light. But I don't think we need to worry about blue light permanently damaging our eyes unless we view blue light an extreme amount. In conclusion, the screens do affect your eyes, but it's not the screens, more the blue light being released from the screens. Does blue light affect your eyes? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Whether it be from nearsightedness to eye strain, it affects our eyes. But to have permanent damage done is required to have an excessive amount of time to impact your vision. So as long as we take precautions, everything is fine. The end.